I feel like all my conversations with people kind of make them sad. Like they walk away from me feeling really bummed out all the time. I think it's because I like to raise questions that I think push the envelope a little bit and ask people to take their thought process a step farther, which is weird because when that happens to me, I'm like, shut up, leave me alone. But this video is not about me and my problems. Over the past 6 years, my channel has drastically changed from fuck you society to this sort of oh my god society, I'm so sorry, my heart aches for you all. So again, I have more thoughts about this horribly racially divided mire we've found ourselves in. Living in 2 newsrooms like I am known to do, I am hyper aware of everything that's going on, including the tensions that have been growing in places like Tulsa and Charlotte this week. So before we really get into it, I'd like to pause here and say it's very frustrating to me when people tell me I don't understand something or that I haven't done my research on topics that they don't understand why my outrage does not match their own outrage. When I have nothing to say and when I feel like it's not appropriate for me to express myself, I go mute. I go internal and I just shut the fuck up and I listen. So because you see a video like this from me, it means that I have picked my words as carefully as I could to present them to you as objectively, as in the most objective manner possible. That was just an example of not choosing words correctly. I fucked it completely up. Some on the alt-left or the SJW crowd probably wouldn't like that very much. They would probably quote Desmond Tutu at me and say, yeah, but if you stay neutral in the face of oppression, then you're siding with the oppressor. Well, I submit to you that maybe both the alt-right and the left have their own version of the oppressor, and maybe we should fight back against that oppressor, perhaps. Let's just explore this for a second. A story regarding former Bears coach Mike Ditka today is an example of this alt-right kind of mindset that really annoys the ever-loving piss out of me when it comes to race relations. This is all about the Colin Kaepernick controversy that's still going on and spreading in its own way. Ditka was quoted as saying, "I think it's a problem, anyone who disrespects the country and the flag. If they don't like the country, they don't like our flag. Get the hell out. I have no respect for Colin Kaepernick. He probably has no respect for me, that's his choice. My choice is, I like this country, I respect our flag, and I don't see all the atrocities going on in this country that people say are going on." Okay. While I understand to the core where he's coming from, and though I think he exemplified a little bit of ignorance is bliss there, it's just another effing example of this extreme mindset that pisses people off. This divisive language doesn't help anybody, especially as we're dealing with a climate where no one is really listening to one another. I feel like I say this in almost all of my videos, and I'm really, really sorry that I'm becoming a fucking broken record myself and an echo chamber, but it's really fucking important that we do listen to one another. Saying outright that you have no respect for someone makes people go, wait, what the fuck? And while it's totally fine to stick to your convictions, Mike Ditka, it also comes off kind of asshole-ish and kind of dickish to completely dismiss someone because you don't like what they're doing and you tell them to get the fuck out. This mindset does apply to those who lean alt-right, I think. Kind of like, if you don't like it, you can get out. I work hard. Why don't you work hard? Like, I'm glad you guys work hard. That's all fine and dandy. But I think, unfortunately, this kind of rhetoric can come off to someone on the alt-left as racist. It's so racist to say, like, get out. Get out. If you don't like it, you can get out. It's not fucking racist. Shut up with that crap. Literally everything is racist to those SJWs. Am I right, guys? Am I right? But you know what? We are already sitting in this thick bisque of racist stew, and I found it necessary to kind of set out and figure out why people think this way. Turns out, I think most of it stems from guilt by association, which is something that we all tend to do once in a while, whether consciously or unconsciously. There are a select few people who can be sniffed out online who are actually fucking racist. They're actually the people who think because another person has a different skin color that they should be fucking wiped out. They have absolutely nothing of value to say. They have nothing of value to bring to the society. There are people that do think like that. And it's ignorant to say, no one thinks like that. They fucking do. Both sides, you can see it. And you know what I've noticed personally? I think the ones who tend to be very unapologetic about that kind of take up refuge within this alt-right camp for the most part. And I will admit, it is a very few select amount of people. But obviously, the extremes of things are the ones that get the most attention. Duh. Fuck. That's stupid. I hate it. So because we love guilt by association so much, any kind of alt-right leaning person becomes racist to this alt-left leaning person. Even if this alt-righter is spewing just an opinion or the truth or a hyperbole, it becomes hate speech. It becomes racist and terrible. Ugh. Now, not to toot my own horn, even though I really do love doing that, I think I personally have a nice grasp on who's actually being racist and who may have said something that could be construed in a different way. I'm fine with that, but I do think some of this quote-unquote hate speech that the alt-left hates, that the alt-right talks about, I think it kind of is starting to manifest itself in its own weird little echo chambery kind of way on the right. These are the people who will just resort to calling you a cuck when there's no furthering of an argument. You know, they will take jokes like Pepe and Harambe like fucking seriously. Serious fucking business the internet can be sometimes. And honestly, I think we're seeing a kind of weird shift between who's holding this dick trophy right now. It used to be the SJW crowd and the alt-left and how dare they. But I think we're kind of taking it to another extreme where the right side of folks aren't really doing the self-reflecting that's necessary for growth and change. Sorry. To see any kind of example of what I'm talking about, just check out a typically alt-right or anti-feminist video. Check out some of the comments left on these videos because they get into this weird kind of like very angry sounding like fuck these people for being different kind of quotes are popping up and getting the most likes. And I know we can all just, you know, say, oh, it's just the internet, who cares? But, you know, we have internet etiquette as well. Internet etiquette. It seems circle jerk-y, not my kind of humor, and I'm not telling people what they can and cannot do. But I will say that sometimes we do see these racial slurs dropped in. We see fucking swastikas everywhere. We see people saying gay people are bad and like put N-words in a bag. Like what the fuck are you actually accomplishing by doing that? And honestly, I notice that a lot of these alt-right commentators are not calling out the bad behavior in their own camps. They're kind of just letting it exist, which they have every right to do, and people have every right to say what they gotta say. I get that, but when they are calling out, you know, crazy comments that they get, it's like personal insults that have absolutely nothing to do with actual criticism you're receiving. So what are you calling attention to that for when you have actual legitimate problems, problematic behavior, sorry guys, when you have kind of behavior that maybe could be called attention to a little bit? And alt-right folks, it doesn't matter that these are just small little parts of your channels or of your fan base. It doesn't matter because someone with an alt-left mindset takes something and fucking magnifies it. Literally anyone who says cuck or has an anime fucking avatar on Twitter is much easier to label as a racist to these SJW types. And guess what? Alt-right folks do it too, especially with something like Black Lives Matter, which I think has evolved a little bit, but no one really talks about that. They just kind of paint the extremes of what that group/mindset is done and just says, well, all of them do it. You guys do it too. And you know what, alt-left, you are not off the hook here by any means. I may be shitting all over the alt-right a little bit more in this video, but alt-left can be just as fucking divisive, I think. In my opinion, it looks like this is something being taken personally and assigned to not just one person, but a whole fucking group of people. And when you blanket statement like that, It fucking makes people mad. They don't like it. You know what I think would help quell all this crap? If we saw more videos like this one I'm about to show you on more widespread platforms. This video nearly made me cry. It's part of this Free Hugs project. This guy went up to a couple cops in Charlotte and began hugging them, and it was like really a beautiful, touching thing to see. And protesters behind him started fucking ridiculing him. I'll play some clips for you, but I urge you to take a look at the link so you can see things in their entirety.
You're not getting attacked. We got free hugs, brother. That's right, brother. Thank you, man. That's right. Thank you for being out here and being peaceful. Hey, bro, you know what? I love you. I can see you all the time. Hey, you pussy, nigga. It's not even like that. It's not even like that. What you say? Did he kill somebody? Did he kill somebody? Nigga, that fucking squad did that shit. Somebody? Mind you, that was my motherfucking family, bitch. I see them as human beings, just like I see everybody on this side as human beings. We're all human. His uniform doesn't make him a robot. Just like your uniform, your skin color doesn't make you a criminal.
If anybody knows that guy's name, I would really like to have a chat with him one day. I think that would be awesome. So we don't see positive things like this that much in the media because really there hasn't been a whole lot of positive things, has there? Doesn't feel like there has been. I think people are very informed, however, they don't really want to go looking for they don't want to go looking and digging for gems like this, I think. I think they're very content in staying put in the angry and the negative part about it. And I get it. It feels really nice to be in the negative a lot. I get it. But not searching or calling attention to it just allows us to stay living in this plane of negativity that all of fucking 2016 has basically been for all of us, hasn't it? It's been a fucking crappy year. The negatives stay on the breaking waves of the surface, and we just don't want to dive down deep to find the positivity and the calmness and the tranquility that lies within all of us. We're all just mad at each other. Like, I'm mad at everybody. I'm mad at myself. Like, I'm mad at things. But I don't let myself stay mad. I can't stay mad. It's not fun to just stay mad. It's not fun to be a dick all the fucking time. I would just urge people to remember that because someone doesn't share your level of outrage or your same exact sentiment of being angry and upset about all these issues that have plagued this country for how many fucking years, just because someone doesn't exactly act like you doesn't mean they are incapable of listening to you. They are. You just have to learn to speak somebody's language just a little bit. Do a little work within yourself to be able to open up and present these ideas that you have brought to the table that are good and that are important. But you can relay them to more people if you just learn to listen a little bit more to see how they act. And then you can kind of put your own spin on it. Both you alt-right and alt-left folks, both of y'all complain that nobody listens to you. Oh God! Do you know how frustrating that is from the internet fucking hall monitor that I like to brand myself as? Just because you talk to someone that has a totally different mindset doesn't mean you're gonna just throw out all your convictions that you've worked really hard to sharpen and to mold to be the person that you are. Just because you talk to somebody and listen to somebody doesn't mean your entire outlook on life has to be shattered and crumbled and will never, ever, ever, ever be the same. It's okay to just listen. It's okay. It's fine. I swear to God, it's totally fine. Like, everyone can just kind of knock off the whole holier than thou, I know better than you bullshit, okay? I'll try to do it too. And please know that this doesn't mean you can't be dickish and funny. You can't ever do memes with Pepe or Harambe. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying keep that within your whole little, like, circle jerk bro time. Like, that's fine. But when you start ejaculating that shit into other camps, you rattle the cage a little bit. If you want to rattle the cage, deal with the repercussions. That's all I'm going to say. So these are my thoughts about internet culture and internet society, and I think, I don't know, I just enjoy societal commentary. I want to be a social psychologist one day. That is my life goal, to do that. you know, I just think I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I'd prefer if you didn't tell me, like, you don't understand, bitch, or like, you're dumb, you don't get it. Like, you know, just tell me what you think about what I did, and then tell me what you think about your own thoughts. Because I'm not a mind reader. None of us are mind readers. Don't ever forget that shit. I'm sorry if I make you sad. I don't want to make people sad. It's why I try to supplement this channel with, like, hilarity, like my immortal readings or me screaming at amnesia. Like, I just want to bring a little fun into people's lives, and you know, there is no fun without a little bit of heartbreak along the way. And you know, I think there are storms that we need to weather, and it's much easier to weather it as a cohesive group than it is to try to take on the entire world by yourself. It's very difficult to do. And if you subscribe to my Patreon, you get to see even more content! Oh my god, it's crazy! Oh god! Just thank you guys again for sticking with me and just listening to the shit that falls out of my mouth. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys so very much, and I just want to keep giving back. And you know, I know I have obligations to my Patreon subscribers, and I'm ready to fucking do that for you guys. So just tell all your friends about Giants' channel, and we're gonna keep kicking butt. So thank you again for watching, and take care, bitches. Then we went on the bed and started making out naked. And then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex. See, is that stupid?